the content available through FAST has expanded massively. And it started off as older TV shows and things, to your point, that had already syndicated. I'm a big Hell's Kitchen fan, and I used to watch that, on a FAST network. But now it's expanded to original content. It's expanded to movies and live news. It's expanded to the Super Bowl, to your point. And then now it's even expanded to the creator economy. So some of that audience, to your point, that previously spent a lot of time on YouTube may now be spending a lot of time and increased, levels of time to come on the fast networks. So in terms of reach, the eyeballs are there, the consumers are there, people are spending time there. And to your point as well, it's about thinking about the audience-based opportunity and understanding that if you have a specific audience you want to reach them on all devices, you want to reach them where they're lean back and engaged, and you're not on fast, you're about to be missing a critical piece of the marketing mix. And there's going to be a gap in their customer journey where you're not speaking to them, but maybe a competitor is.
Oh, I totally agree. Lou, let's think of the modern consumer and all the options that they have to view and consume content and why it's important for, of course, for marketers to keep score of things. We all want to know what worked and what didn't. And in programmatic digital, it's become very easy for some to kind of see that whole entire journey, find out what's influencing, what's working, and what isn't. And I think one of the hesitations that people have with getting into the streaming world is being able to quantify the impact. And I think one of the pitfalls there is that folks are starting with the platform first instead of the audience first. And it's really important to understand the difference between reaching the people that count and counting the people that you reach. And the notion of the yellow brick road for attribution, where marketers will often choose what's the easiest to quantify so that they can keep score and preserve their own existence instead of taking a completely different approach, starting with something that you can still quantify, which is the audience, something that you can reach and that you can recognize, and then going where that audience is. And instead of saying, I want to find them on a specific platform, say, I'm going to make sure that I'm everywhere where that audience is. I'm not going to try and push them down what I like to call the yellow brick road for attribution, somewhere where we can keep score, where we can point our fingers back at ourselves to say that we made an impact while also knowing that really all we did is had a slight amount of influence on that shopper. So change the script, target the audience, meet them where they are, and match back that audience to a simple goal. That's what Full Throttle AI can do. And that's why it's exciting to have other menu options that always start with the audience and end with the audience. What happens in the middle can oftentimes be not as significant if we don't know what happened at the beginning and at the end.